Hello there, folks, and welcome to the stream. My name is Mike D'Angelo, aka that Tellest guy, and I am joined as always by my lovely, hey, don't you growl, by my lovely co-host and wife, Brianna.
Hello.
Brianna, how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 today? We won't say our at-home thing for that.
5.
5 out of 10. That's not too bad. Earlier this week, she was at an 8 out of 10 on 2 different occasions, so we're happy that she's not suffering through that. So speaking of that, last week we talked about some of the crummier things that were happening, for Rihanna. I can't even remember if there were other things or if it was just kind of you lamenting about happier times.
Mostly lamenting.
Yeah.
I think I've had a rough run with the. For those of you who don't know, I've got shingles. It's very painful. It's like nerve issues in my back and like on my left side. Yeah, it's hard to do literally anything.
Yep, not fun for her.
Depressing.
But she's a trooper, if anything, and that's saying something. I don't know if people out there in Twitch land know this, but redheads, they experience pain differently than people, and Rihanna is the most redheaded person you can run across.
I'm pretty gingery.
So especially when it comes to like pain meds and stuff like that, like they typically need more for it to work properly. Rihanna has previously kicked a dentist for not doing enough to make sure that she was...
There was a wisdom tooth situation, and I told him, like, normal Novocaine doesn't work on me. He's like, well, we'll try, and he went in to do something, and I literally just reflexively kicked him.
Yeah, not on
in the
purpose,
chest
just
across the room.
Whoops, I told you.
I didn't mean it, but I also told you so.
No. So we figured because we had some bad earlier last week, we would have a short episode of some good things that are going on.
Good things on the way as well.
Yeah. So I figured what we would do first is talk about one of my big things that happened recently. The other thing that we do on this channel is, two times a week we typically will do map making. And we do battle maps for D&D and Pathfinder and stuff like that. And for the last 7 months, maybe 8 months, our print partner has been unable to get our maps done, essentially. They had a supplier halfway across the world who, for reasons that I still don't know, were not able to provide the material that they needed. And I started looking elsewhere. Like I've talked to a bunch of other people. I was just about to pull the trigger on one of the other people who I was talking to. They weren't able to make the price as attractive as our current print partner, and the bulk didn't go as high either. So like there was really no incentive for me to buy more and more and more. And I couldn't link it to my Etsy store. Now you'll notice that I'm on my Etsy store right now, and so after this long time, we are back with our printed battle maps, and not only just back with what we had, but every day for the last, I want to say, like 8 or 9 days, we've been adding 3 maps a day to the store because we have something like 200 maps available, and it's just getting it on our print partners, storefront to link over to our Etsy. So the real goal here is to try and see if we can get stuff done by Labor Day weekend, which, I mean, at this point, I think that's 2 months away. So I think in 30 days, we'll have 90 more maps done. So we'll have all the maps done that we really need by then. But there's... What you looking for?
I thought I brought a water out, didn't I?
Didn't you bring in that water, the one that you just grabbed, or is that not it? Is it that on the floor?
No.
Yeah, well, Rihanna's ruining another episode.
Sorry.
Anyway,
I
woo! We have an event on Labor Day weekend. It's our next Renaissance Fair, and last year around November, I made a map based on that Renaissance Fair that we're going to. So in celebration of that, we really want to get all 9 of those maps done. It's the biggest zone that we have, so I really want to have that done so that I can show that off.
I'm really excited to see the reaction when people realize, like, oh, it's the actual event itself.
This is where we are right now. Now, I bet we're not going to be in the same place. Like, they're going to shift us around, so we're going to be like, this is where we were last year, but still, in any case.
So cute.
So as you'll see, we have 113 battle maps. We also used to have a couple of other mouse pads and stuff like that. We will bring them back as well, but I'd like to make one or two sales with the battle maps first before I bring them back, because it costs 20 cents a pop to bring all of these back up. So we'll get there. But one of the other things that we've got going on is I'm hitting buttons I shouldn't. Boop. Rihanna has been working on a couple of things on her end as well. Let me see if I can get these images up and over. Not that one. Alrighty. So what are these, Rihanna?
These are ideas for a new batch of mimic chests that I'm doing. I sent you more pictures of like, the actual mimic chests. But these are sketches.
Oh, we don't have them yet. That'll be on the other side.
There's more stuff. But these are ideas for, I've got a batch of, I think, 50 other plain boxes that I'll be turning into different creations. And these are all my ideas for them. Originally they were just like the regular mimic monster chests, like in different colors. They all had basically the same idea, but I think I'm gonna go for a little more specific vibes. So in this one you see like I'm gonna do a TARDIS one, I'm gonna do a Pokeball one.
And these were, and we'll show you more on the back end.
Sellers.
They were big sellers, and they were big sellers just for being what they were. The
Right.
fact that these are going to be so much more
Specialized.
Yeah, like they're so much more unique, and like they've got their own character. I really think that people are going to like this, because I don't know anybody else that does this. You know,
Right.
we've gone to, people were already raving about your mimic chests when they were, again, plain.
Right.
Because they're all one of a kind, handcrafted anyway.
Right.
But when you add this special touch to them, like it really, really pops.
Right, I'm very excited to make these, especially the themed ones. Like I've got a pumpkin mimic's gonna be cute, a little toad mimic's gonna be adorable, the cauldron one.
Your cheese and mouse.
My cheese and mouse mimic, I think someone will love that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the idea behind it is it doesn't necessarily have to just be a mimic, but like that's obviously what inspired the idea. But even if you don't play D&D, it's a trinket chest. Like you can use it for literally anything that'll fit in there.
Yeah, little jewelry box.
A little jewelry box. You're getting your value, and they do come with a set of D&D dice if that's what you intend to use it for. What's on here?
So I see the clockwork mimic, and I did want to say, we obviously are very astute at using lots of cooling mechanisms in our house right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were at the Labor Day Renaissance Fair, it was kind of hot. And one of the things that you try to do is, keep things to time, right? Like
Right.
you're trying, even my stuff with like the clockwork steampunk little stuff, like it's kind of anachronistic.
Right.
What I would like to see, if we can do it, is I want to get another one of those fans, and I want to see if you can decorate it to look like it's clockwork.
Absolutely.
And that way we could just have it out and be like, this was one of my inventions.
100%. I think you can definitely do that.
So.
Yeah, the steam. So some of the steampunk stuff is also going to be. I didn't include it here, but we're doing more of the steampunk mice for sure. A mushy log, like one with
Mushy.
a bunch of mushy
and moshy.
A mushy log,
Mushy
a
and
sunken
moshy.
treasure. Like I think if they're themed, I think they'll resonate with people a little bit more than just like different colors.
Yep.
Surprisingly, like I did a bunch of different colors. The green did not sell. Like almost none of the green ones that I made sold.
It's different strokes for different folks. It's like a specific day will touch people differently.
Right.
So we'll have to see.
Because every shade of green, like there was like the light green, the dark green, just none of the green sold, which is interesting to me.
Maybe it was the underneath the blue tent kind of thing.
Well, maybe that, but I think that there's also like people liked the ones that were more unique, so that's kind of the vibe that I'm going with creating these ones. I want to make them very unique, so it's like, wow, I'll never find this somewhere else.
Yeah. Your octopus doesn't have a monocle, and I think that might be
a deal breaker. Yeah, I see.
Let's do a quick jump over to our sponsors, and I'll download the other pictures so that we can see them on the other end. Yeah. And now, a word from our sponsors. In The Blues of Atlantis, a new fantasy novel by international best-selling author Patricia Elliott, there are some strange and wonderful things that unfold. If you've ever wondered what would happen if your mermaid cosplay turned out to be more truth than fiction, this book is for you. Our main character finds out there's more to her family and her bloodline than anyone ever told her. With secrets unraveling fast and characters that aren't exactly trustworthy, readers get swept into a high-stakes chase with deadly consequences. It's got fantasy, suspense, and some serious emotional weight, all in a fast-paced package. If you're looking for a fresh read with mythic vibes and razor-sharp twists, check out our promo for The Blues of Atlantis on the Tellest website today. If you like your fantasy packed with high-stakes quests, immortal villains, and magic that messes with the fate of the world, you're going to want to check this one out. Sword of Vengeance, the feature-length fantasy debut by Chris Adams, has got knights, demons, gods, and betrayals. All the good stuff. Follow characters that could save a kingdom or destroy the world. There's action, ancient secrets, and a ton of twists you won't see coming. It moves along at a great pace, and it's set in a world that feels immersive and lived in. Plus, it's book one in what looks like the start of a massive new saga. Grab your copy of Sword of Vengeance by Chris Adams, and check out our promotion for the book on the Tellest website today. Alrighty folks, we're back to look at some more of the stuff that we're working on. So we left off talking about the mimic chests, and in this picture we have the mimic chests that were for sale at our convention that we did this year. This was Fan Expo? Yep. So you can see Rihanna sells these for $40. Did you sell
35 cash, 40 card.
Right. So these were kind of how they looked. You know, they had a very similar style, but they were all unique. They were all different colored. They had different feels. Mm-hmm. You had different like tooth structures and stuff like that. Was your favorite one sold at this point?
Oh yeah, everything but the green sold.
No. I mean, at this point when the picture was taken, did your little dude with the this guy right here,
that guy with the little one-twofer.
Kind of looks derpy. I love it.
No, that one was. I think that stuck with us until the Renaissance Fair that we went to.
Gotcha. But like this just goes to show like the eye structure, the teeth structure, like everything was unique about the way that it was put together. And if it's this cool now, I can't wait to see what you do with like the different themed ones.
Yes, I'm really excited. Especially excited about like I have one that looks like a Sauron eye, and I'm gonna put that in like a Hobbit themed one. Like mm-hmm. there's a lot of fun potential things to do with these. And this is a really fun thing for me because $35 is honestly low for the amount of effort that I put into these. Like,
and the same goes for your wands, by the way.
It's true. There's a lot of like time that goes into these, but the good thing about them is I don't have to make the box. The box comes, pre-assembled. It's just a matter of like
putting all the paint and clay
put the paint and the clay on it and everything. But it's the woodworking aspect of it is kind of what drives up the price of the wands because that takes a lot of like time, effort, tools,
right.
Injury to myself because I'm clumsy. So these are very fun for me to do. I can just sit in front of the TV and just kind of put them together. And then this is another thing that I'm going to start creating and selling. Little spell jars with a little charm. The spell jars are intended for different purposes. So you've got these ones here are just for sweet dreams and for wisdom. So you've got the blue amethyst and you've got the amethyst for the dreams, and the amethyst has things like lavender, star anise, I think, like
it's pronounced anise.
Oh no. Pink Himalayan salt, like little things that you would find in witchcraft that makes for a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
But they're just pretty little jars. My selling point is if it's, if it is your thing, keep it by your bedside, and it's intended to promote restful dreams for you.
And if not, you can have it for a D&D thing.
Yeah, if not, it's very pretty. It's a very pretty little thing, and a lot of people make these jars covered in like wax, or they'll cover it with like glue, and then like the glue will have like a different paint color or something. I hate that. I really do. I don't know why. It's just an aesthetic thing. I don't really like it. I will glue the
You're definitely a crystal witch, so
I'm a crystal witch. I also like the idea of like the aromatherapy aspect. So you can don't consume, but you can uncork these smell like the lavender. Like it's got like an actual.
Yeah, don't eat these. You'll get diverticulitis real bad.
For God's sake, don't eat them. But it's, it's just something where you get a little bit of like the aroma and you get the prettiness as well. This is a very cool sculpture that I made, and I'm going to make a few more just to see, how they do with these places. There is a lot of effort that goes into these, but I want to keep the price point palatable. The fun part of these is they're made with cos clay. So the part that grips the stone, that's a opalite stone, which is it's, for those who don't know, it's a synthetic crystal, meaning it's man-made, but it's still very pretty. But you could take that out of the claws and the claws will move because it's made with cos clay. It's a polymer rubber hybrid, so you could really fit any size crystal in there if you didn't want to.
If you wanted it to be a prop for a D&D thing, you could change it out and it could be all like black and smoky and you'd be like, aha, the Palantir.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. You could use it for different, purposes, different campaigns. It's a fairly sturdy little piece, and I'm gonna try. The picture here doesn't really do it justice, but there's so many colors in that. It's not just brown and green. It's got like light blues, oranges, like all sorts of different colors.
Yeah, and you're working on another one for your mom for her birthday.
For her birthday.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't listen to this, so we're good.
But it's a really cool one. I added crystals and like little mushrooms to the base and stuff. I'll make a few more of these, as well as I'm making like little witch and wizard sculptures. My thing is polymer clay. Like I like to paint with it. I like to paint them. I like to make a bunch of different little things, and it keeps it spicy.
It does. You've been doing it with a lot of different things, so I'm happy for you, and I'm excited for you to do something with a fan.
To make it look, yeah. Another thing that I'm gonna do is I bought spray paint for the wand holster or the wand holders that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
to
use that.
zhuzh up our presentation a little bit.
I'm gonna use that foam clay that we have to make it more like branchy and make it look really earthy.
One thing that we still need to do is we need to figure out how to put like the we need some verticality for the maps, because when they're just on the table, like you can only get two and then you have to flip through things, and I would really like to see if we could do something along the side of our tent that like people when they're walking by they could see like, okay, this is a whole big thing.
Right. We have to figure out a way to do that where the wind isn't a problem, because
the base, you can put down some sturdy base for it, right? Like if you've got like 2x4s or something like that exist as a stand,
right?
Like that would do something. But so I did want to say, over the past 9 months or so, like there's been some crummy stuff that like both of us have had to deal with.
Yeah.
We over the past 9 months, we lost 3 family members. I want to say. One of them quite recent, which is what we kind of think contributed to Rihanna getting the shingles.
Yeah, it's been stressful. He was young.
Yeah.
And a dad, and he has 2 young kids, and like that's never easy to deal with. But when you have, shut up, I'm doing.
Rihanna's upset because I found her nervously plucking at a hair coming out of a mole.
I have a witch mole. Okay, and
she is a witch.
And when I get nervous, I pluck at.
Why are you nervous? Just
because
we're
I'm
talking about
sad things.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you said. It's probably what contributed to the shingles. Just like extreme stress when you're younger.
Yeah.
Can attribute to it, and I think I'm stressed.
Yeah, and on top of that, we both had work things. We had job loss. We had job gain. Both with different kinds of stress that came with it. For like 3 months, I was in like super imposter mode, thinking like, oh, there's no way I can do this. Like I'm a fully capable person, but if you put me in any new situation, I get the freezies.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing until you realize you know more about what you're doing than anyone around you, and that's
everybody. That's life.
That's what happens with human beings that get thrown into situations.
I don't know if anybody else feels this way about things out there, but I feel like we're all just children pretending to be adults.
100%.
Right? Like, I'm sure that there are some people who are, like, overly confident, and I'm hoping that that's just, like, the Dunning-Kruger effect, and, like, they're just speaking confidently and loudly, and it's not real, but... like that dummy. But all this to say, Rihanna and I have also gamified productivity in the last couple of months. Um, Different ways of doing it, and like my way doesn't work for Rihanna, and Rihanna's way probably would work for me if I wanted it, because I can make anything work.
You can't make anything work.
But would you like to tell how your gamified system works?
Oh God, so I have a couple of stupid ways that I deal with it. One, I'm pretty sure. Let's look back at this in like a year and see like where my diagnosis goes. But I'm pretty sure I've got the inattentive ADHD. I can't stick with a plan at all. So, and like to-do lists overwhelm me so bad. So one of the things that I started doing was writing down what I need to do and folding it and putting it in a jar, and then just like shaking the jar and pulling out something at random, so all I have to do is that one thing. And it helps me to like not get so overwhelmed when I look at the list, and also not overthink what I need to do first. And like I'll usually go, well, I can't do this until I do this. I can't do this until I've done this. And it just helps me like go, just get what you need to get done in order to get this done.
Your stuff reminds me of that episode of Malcolm in the Middle where Hal goes like to check, like a drawer is like off kilter or something,
right?
And he goes to the closet to get like a screwdriver, and the light is out, so then he goes to a different place to get like a light.
Yeah, that's my life.
And the wife is like, why aren't you working on this? And he's like, what do you think I'm doing?
Right. It's very difficult.
There's also another thing you do, because you have the Post-its.
So the other thing is I put Post-its on like the door in our kitchen/living room area, and each to-do task has like a value assigned to it, and then when I earn 5 of them, I get like a half hour of unproductive time without guilt. Mm-hmm. Because I'll have unproductive time, but I'll feel guilty about it, like really, really bad. So if I like work toward it by doing other things, and I'll feel like, okay, I can scroll on my phone for a half hour, or I can take a half-hour nap, or whatever it is. But that helps me because it's like right there in my face, like it's on display. That's all I got though, and like some days the random system works better, some days the Post-it system works better. Sometimes I just need someone to say, just sit down and do this and stop.
And I never yell at her to do anything, so it never gets done.
He doesn't. He will do gentle nudges because he knows that if he tells me that I have to do it, I'll never get it done. I'll not do anything.
Well, then I'm not doing it.
Well, I'll not do anything. The rest of the day is shot because I will have refused to move, and then I'll cry.
Your Post-it note system reminds me of how I was rewarded with like video game time when I was younger. My dad was like one of the first people that had like printer software and like a home printer and stuff like that, and he edited like fake money to look like Mario on the picture, and it was Nintendo dollars. So like for my allowance, I didn't actually get money, I got Nintendo dollars, and it was alright, if you get $1 you can play for an hour or something like that. Right. So there's one thing that I do that's remarkably different than the way that Rihanna does it, and that is I like spreadsheets a lot, and I make spreadsheets too much. Sometimes it works, like at work people come to me and they're like, hey, do you know that weird function that you can do? Why, of course I do. Let me help you with that. This is very straightforward and streamlined for me. I have 15 tasks, and I think that I'm stopping at 15 for a while, that I need to do weekly in order for me to feel successful and happy with myself. As I mentioned, about 9 months of a little bit of stress here and there and things like that. But in February, I started to bring this back. You can see that we're on like column Q here, so I hit everything so that I had the most recent stuff. And I color code my successes and my failures. And the good news is, since February, thus far, not a single week of having any failures where we miss anything. So
that's pretty awesome.
I fight for jelly beans.
Yeah. So anytime he does good and gets a attaboy, we call it getting a jelly bean. I don't remember why. I don't know how it started.
Does jelly beans need to be closer?
Maybe. I don't know. But he deserves all the jelly beans. He is so good at life and just at being productive. I don't get it.
So you can see here, there's a lot of tasks that I do. I work beyond just the maps and the Tellest stuff. We do stuff for Fiverr clients, like I do editing and promoting. I do voice work on the side. We have the fantasy writing prompts, which we've been doing a pretty good job at like getting back to. I do game dev. Like we just did Quantum Quest Live yesterday. No, 2 days ago. For the opener of the season, so to speak, and we've been in talks with other people to try and get other games going. We're going to try and see if we can take this through to September again, and then we'll see if we slow down as we get into Kickstarter season, if we're going to run another Kickstarter. But yeah, so we're hoping that we can keep this up. By the way, that's why we're running this on a Saturday, because I needed to do 2 more Twitches today in order to
be successful.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, by the way, is doing all of this in addition to holding down a full-time job, which he excels at and is getting lots of jelly beans.
Yeah,
I am so impressed, because here's the thing: Michael is a steady person, I would say. Like, you'll always have, like, a good and a bad day here and there, but, like, overall, I would say you're pretty consistent with, like, your moods and whatnot.
We'll have to see, like, what the November through February looks like, because I think while some of it definitely had to do with the new job, the people dying, some of it probably was seasonal affective disorder, right? Like, I probably got a little bit sad that I got a lot less vitamin D,
yeah.
That I wasn't getting any sunshine. Not
Right.
that I really go
that's
looking for it or
yeah,
anything.
But like mostly, I think your mood is affected by external factors. Like you have, you wake up and you're pretty much the same person that went to bed. I'm not. Like I'll wake up and have like no dopamine for that day. Like I'll have 0 reserves left and I can't do anything, and it's awful and debilitating, and I want to but I can't. And then other days I'll go like 150, like I'll get so much stuff done. With the shingles, I ain't getting nothing done because I'm in pain and it sucks.
But you've learned to deal with it as much as you can, and you've been productive. Like the sketches, they didn't come from pre-shingles Rihanna. That was while you were shingled up.
Shingled up.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean...
Yeah, I'm trying.
And that's what it sounds like a lot of people do, right? Like, we had a woman at my work who had it, who was out for 2 weeks, and she was like, I can't just do nothing. Like, I'll go and I'll be uncomfortable. And I think it was like 3 more weeks, which I hope you don't have to deal with.
I really hope not.
It's between 3 and 5 weeks, and you're like rolling into the 3rd week now.
Yeah.
Like you're 2 weeks into the 3rd week, technically.
For context, anyone who happens to be listening to this, or for myself when we look back on these and laugh in the future, I've had kidney stones, I've had gallstones, I've had my gallbladder removed, I've had bones broken, I've had
too much meniscus in
too
your
much.
knee.
Yeah, I've had a knee surgery. I've had
you stopped breathing on the table.
burns,
You've had your heart have arrhythmia
right.
during surgery.
I've had a lot of painful shit happen. Oh, sorry. I've had a lot of painful things happen, and this is one of like the top ones, and it sucks.
Yeah, the top 3.
Nerve pain is at a different level than muscle pain or like bone pain or anything like that, because it is literal electric shock torture just randomly throughout the day, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Don't recommend. If there's a shingles vaccine available to you, take it for love of God.
Unfortunately, most people can't get the shingles vaccine until they're 50.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, we had thought, like, when you first said to me, like, it's freaking shingles, like...
God.
And I mean, she is a witch, so she's naturally old.
It was not on my to-do list. I feel 500 years old.
Mm-hmm. So that kind of brings us to the end of what I had prepared for us. Do you have anything else that you want to say to
the world or to our future selves?
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing that we have going on, which I'm very grateful for, and I always consider it a win, is our poochies. They continue to get attention on Tales of Tellest.
Yeah, more so recently. I mean, we haven't had anything that hit like as viral as the big thing, but I think more videos recently have hit a higher level of success.
Like tens of thousands of views, lots of engagement. I think Luna made us a whole $37 this month.
Hey, it's $37 that most people's dogs don't make them.
And it's one of those things where, like, I'm not trying to do this as, like, it would be great if it was a career thing, but, like, I'm not using them to advertise stuff. I'm not, like, doing endorsements or anything. I'm not just trying to jump on trends and, like, make them do things that they don't want to do every day. This is just us filming their naturally adorable states. Or I'll grab the camera when Michael and Luna start being silly. And I'm so glad that I do, and I'm so happy that we have, like, I think we're over 16,000 followers for her now. Mostly her. The other dogs are and Michael. I'm sorry, Michael's the star of the show. It's true. A lot of his videos, like whenever he's in the video, it definitely gets more views. But yeah, I love that they continue to reach a wider audience because they bring us so much joy every single day, and I'm so happy that that joy is getting shared.
And we'll show you the link to that in a few moments.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I had to say.
So let's head to our show closing page. So, on the screen right now, you should see all the places that you can find Tellest content out there on the internet. Tellest.com is a great first place to start because it will usually bring you to our other projects. But all the other links are here as well. Patreon.com/Tellest is where you can get digital versions of our map on a monthly payment plan, but you get them on a weekly basis. BattleMapFantasy.com will get you an a la carte style of our digital goods because we have a drive-through RPG page with over 200 items, and we try and add roughly 2 more items a week, in line with our Patreon. We also have Tellest.etsy.com, which we showed earlier. One of the things that we didn't show was obviously the battle maps, and the mouse pads are not the only things that are on the Etsy page. Rihanna's wands. I would imagine eventually, when we have more time, we'll get like the mimic chests and stuff like that on there too. Yeah. So you'll be able to see all of her one-of-a-kind handcrafted goodies on there. We do have those 2 TikTok channels that we mentioned. TikTok.com/@TalesOfTellest is where you can find the Poochies, and TikTok.com/@WeirdWitchWands is where you can find Rihanna's one-of-a-kind handcrafted goodies. And then we have 2 video channels. YouTube.com/@WorldOfTellest is where you can find all of our videos after they're knocked off of the Twitch platform after the month or so that they're up. But Twitch.tv/ThatTellestGuy is the only place that you can come check us out live, earn your quest coins, and just, chat with us while we're actually able to pay attention. But we do look at the YouTube comments and stuff like that if you ever want to check us out there. That's going to wrap us up for today, but we will be back in just maybe 2 days. I'm getting a procedure on Monday, so we might not be back on Monday, but we'll try. We'll try. If I'm not feeling woozy, we'll try. But until then, we'll miss you.